Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear fine, thank you.
Okay.
Namaskaram.
Namaskar. Namaste, everyone. Thanks for joining. We have a good number of you joining, so it's good to see. So, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. So, this is first session, as we said in the message earlier. So, we will start today with a brief introduction and preparation of how we chant and what we need to do when we do daily puja or chanting and things. And then we gradually, over the coming days, in the weeks, we will cover more and more shlokas. Some of you probably will find this useful. Some of you probably will know most of these shlokas, but we will try to cover as many as possible in the coming weeks. We will again, as I said, this is a first batch. To be honest, this is the first batch we are doing. So if anything you hear good, please take that as a blessing from my Guruji. If anything wrong, that's my personal lack of knowledge, and uh, forgive me for those things. So, so before we start, I just wanted to give a quick background on what we are trying to do here in the Shloka Varga. So this is again, as I said, we got uh, overall this is mainly the starting year. We are. I know some of you, while registering, expressed interest in learning mantras and suktas and things like that, or even stotra. So this is the starting first step where we learn some shlokas. Shlokas is a short uh, 2 line, maximum 4 lines of 8 to 10 words. Sanskrit verses, so, okay, which is easy to chant. And also, there are different occasions where you can chant from waking up in the morning to going to bed and sleeping. So you can chant throughout the day, different times, different things as you do as part of your things. You ultimately what you are trying to do is we are trying to remember God. Everything we do, our life is because of him, and we try to remember him throughout that day, whatever we do, and that kind of motivates us to do the right things, which is the ultimate aim. So in this shloka varga, what we will do is we will cover mainly two parts. One is obviously, as the title says, learning shlokas, so we will go through few of them in the coming weeks. And the second part is discussion on, I kept it broadly as a discussion on Vaidika Dharma. Okay, so this is one thing for my personal benefit and also to share what I heard, learned. So those kind of things, to share those things as well. So for me, personally, I learned few things, but also there is a lot to learn. So if anybody asks any questions or anything, then I might go do a little bit of research on my own to learn things, or I might hear from you saying that's not how it is or this. Because our dharma, the scriptures we talk, the shastras we talk, that's huge. Okay, there is thousands and thousands and thousands of verses of Sanskrit text that's available. Okay, so to read everything, we need to go back to Satya Yuga, probably with thousands of years of life. In 100 years, we can't cover everything. So that's the bottom line. So we can cover only a small part of it. So the best way to is to do these kind of things where we hear from others whenever there is someone available who can talk, who knows something, we learn from them. So that's the easiest way in addition to what we learn on our own. So we cover, as I said, two parts. One is shlokas. The second one is discussion on the Vaidika Dharma. So again, I called it Vaidika Dharma Hinduism. So you can call whatever you want. So Sanatan Dharma, all wants the same thing. Vaidika Dharma mainly I call it because it's uh, depends on Vedas. Okay, so our Dharma, the root is Vedas. So everything comes from the Vedas, and that's the reason we call Vaidika. Sanatana Dharma again is another form, is because it's ancient. There is no starting point saying they started in year 20, 2000 years ago or 5000 years ago or whatever it is. So we don't have a starting point. It started when this whole universe started, when Brahma came out of Vishnu's uh, lotus. He came out, and that time this universe creation started. So it goes back to those things. So what we learn is this is ancient dharma. So it's passed on from generation to generation, and it is Vaidika dharma again, because it's everything. Root is Vedas. Vedas is the ultimate source for us. So that's why we do understand. Again, the main thing I would say is please unmute yourself if you don't understand something, or if you have any questions, or if you want as a group for us to discuss on something, please do come up with questions. One of the main things we should be doing as followers of this ancient Vedic Dharma is we should be asking questions. Why we are doing things. So when we wake up, we say, wash your face, take bath. Why we are doing this? What does our scripture say? Why are we praying? What is the ultimate goal? Anything we do. So in most of us born and brought up in India, we have our own customs, everything. Our elders say, do that, don't do this, do that. Don't wear slippers in home, or while eating, don't talk, and everything you do, there are a lot of things. Okay, so we hear a lot of things, and most of the times we don't ask why. Why are you saying this? Okay, is this because there is something said in our scriptures? So again, dharma, we call 3-4 things in our dharma. One is comes from Vedas, another one is from the Smritis, and then from the gurus, and then finally the customs. Okay, so there are 4 things we talk about when we say what is our basis for our something to follow. Okay, so the starting point is Vedas, which is everything is said, and then there is uh, Smritis and text Puranas and everything else that comes in. And then there is gurus like Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, and everyone else. They have given us a direction saying, okay, this is what you should be doing. And then finally, we have customs. Okay, in a regional, what you follow in north probably in India is different to what you follow in south. Even in south, there are different states follow different things. Even if you go to one village, they probably will celebrate Shivratri differently to the next village. Okay, the story you hear from them is different, the customs is different. So that's again part of what we call our dharma. Okay, so here what we are doing is again, so what we are trying to do here again is the next thing is, so once we start these shlokas again, the next stage of this group, what we'd like to get to is, once we finish the shlokas, we probably will start the stotra. So different stotra, there is hundreds and hundreds of stotrams, so we will cover some of them. That's the next thing. What we probably will not do in these sessions is cover the mantras. The main reason is why we are not covering mantras is you can only chant mantra. I know this is controversial in the modern days because everybody chants Gayatri mantra, everybody chants Mrityunjaya mantra whenever you want. So if you go to a meditation class, the first thing they do is Gayatri mantra chanting. So, but mantras you can only chant if you have gone through certain samskaras. Okay, so if you can only chant the Vedic mantras, Shrutis part. There's 2 parts broadly: Shrutis, which is the 4 Vedas, and then Smritis, which goes into Puranas, Itihas, and everything. So Shrutis part, which I'm talking, you can only chant if you have gone through the a lot of samskaras. So in that, what I mean is you need to have, first of all, Upanayana samskara done. So anyone need to have the Upadesha from the gurus, then only they can chant mantras. Without Guru's Upadesha, if someone chants mantra, uh, there are a lot of references in, for example, Kulanama Tantra says, if you chant mantra without Upadesha, that is initiation from the Guru, it's a sin equivalent to Brahmahatya. So Brahm is killing a Brahmin. Okay, it is equivalent to that. And similarly, Manusmriti clearly says about, for example, chanting mantra, you can only do after Upanayana from Brahmins, for example, which says Brahmana was born after so it's in the 8th year, and Kshatriyas, it talks about 11th year, Vaishyas, it talks about 12th year. So it different, there are rules. So that's why mantras, I'm not going to cover in these sessions. We will see if there is a different platform and things we probably will do, but that's very difficult to cover over Zoom because some of these things you cannot do virtually as well. So it's very difficult. So we will see that. Mantras I'm not going to cover. Also, what I try to do here is in the shlokas, which I'm going to share some slides as we go along, is put some rough translation, English translation. This is again, I call it rough translation because Sanskrit, every word you try to start split, every letter has a meaning. Okay, and then you can interpret it differently, and there's a broad meaning, and then when you go into deep into that shloka, you can spend a year analyzing it. So it's it's very broad meaning, but then again, you can search those shlokas online, you will get a lot of things. So that's the kind of basic things. What kind of we expect is from all of you, if you like what you're hearing, again, I'm not saying you have to like this thing, because most of us, sometimes we like what we hear, sometimes we don't. So if you like what you hear, if you continue, so we'd like to see regular participation, and then again, listen carefully how it is chanted, and then next thing is practice. The main thing is abhyasa. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, abhyasa is important. Okay, so if you practice, whether you want to focus on something or whatever, you will get there. Okay, so the practice it, you will hear. And then the last thing is, again, ask questions. If something is not clear, please ask. And we will, again, either through the shlokas or through normal discussions, we will cover it. Uh, before I go further, anybody got any questions or?
So thank you very much. I'm Kalai. I don't know anything about slokas or anything. So I wanted to learn. That's why one of my friends introduced to this group. Could you please introduce yourself? I don't know your name or.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Sudhindra Hebbar. So I'm basically from Karnataka, near Sringeri. You might have heard Sringeri Shankaracharya Sharda Math. So I was about 8 kilometers, a village near Sringeri. I'm in UK for about nearly 20 years now. Left long time ago. While I was in India, I had opportunity to work or spend some time, about 6-7 years in a temple. So that's where I learned some of the things, and then life took different directions here. Again, in a way, I'm saying I know Corona has brought a lot of things, but one of the benefit for me is it gave me opportunity to refocus and spend a lot of time in reading a lot of other things, and which again is one of the things is for me is I learned is I have to share what I learn. So that's one of my duties. Okay, so this is first step in that, where I'm trying to share whatever I can. So yeah, that's my brief introduction. As I said again, I'm no expert either in language or in Vedas or anything. It's just I'm trying to share. Please forgive me if anything is not right. Again, if you learn anything, that's purely because my gurus had taught me something good. It's their blessings.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So in that case, I don't know. I was thinking again, if anybody want to introduce yourself quickly, because we will be spending some time. If anybody want to introduce quickly, we can do. Otherwise, we can move to quickly into the next steps. Anybody want to volunteer and say a couple of words about yourselves?
Hello, I'm Chaitra. I'm from Karnataka as well. Sringeri is one of my favorite places. So it was nice to hear that you're from Sringeri as well. Looking forward for more classes. I've been here in UK for past 10 years now. Thank you.
Namaste, I'm Prashant Rao. I am also from Karnataka, basically from Udupi and Bangalore. Been in UK since 2006.
Thank you. Okay, so what we will start is today. We will just say first thing we do is I'll share my screen if I can. Let me know if you can see. So first we just do Guru Prarthana. Just say Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. You can unmute. If you are on headset, you can unmute because it's not going to create echoes. If you are on speaker, please stay on mute. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri
Guru
Gurubhyo Namaha.
Namaha.
Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha.
Shri
Mahaganapataye
Mahaganapatiye Namaha.
Namaha.
Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha.
Shri Mahaganapatiye Namaha.
So first we are gurus. To the gurus we worship, and then Mahaganapati. Okay, so we will again in the coming weeks we'll talk why we worship Guru first, and then Mahaganapati, and then the order and everything else we will talk in the coming days. Not going to details today. The other thing I want to talk is just how do we, before we go into details on learning shlokas and things, what is important? What should we do when we do pujas or prayers or whatever it is? What should we do? So I listed few things here. One is cleanliness. This is very important. Okay, I don't know. I haven't learned much about other religions, but Hinduism in our Vedic Dharma, cleanliness is very important. You probably heard whether you go to temple or at homes or any Ritvik's home and everything, they say, yeah, don't touch this, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, so because the cleanliness, now we say hand, face, space, everything that was there. Okay, thousands and thousands of years ago. Okay, our rishis have told us hand, space, wash everything. Okay, cleanliness, everything they told us many times. So cleanliness again, body, mind, and the place. So you body you need to clean, mind you need to keep concentration and clean as much as you can. It's again keeps distracting us. One of the mind concentration, one of the things one of my gurus told me was, when you are chanting something, yes, you will start thinking about, okay, what do I do next after this, what I'm going to do, or there may be something cooking in the kitchen, or somebody is talking, or TV, something is background, or whatever it is. So every few minutes, just pause and then try to think what you're trying to focus, whether you may be thinking about Narayana, Shiva, Ganapati, Ganesh, or whoever it is. Think about them, just try to visualize them in your brain and then start again. Take a pause and then start again. So that kind of helps you. After some time, you will start to focus and then you will learn. The mind again comes back to you, and then it that duration, whether you do it every 2 minutes, can be expanded to 5 or 10 or whatever it is, or the time period you will learn and you will become, try to focus. The last thing is place. Again, the way you sit and how you do that, that's important. So that's key thing here. So again, I will go quickly into a couple of things. First thing is body. Okay, so this is again, I quoted 2-3 statements here from our scriptures. So why it is important to have a bath in the morning. Okay, the first thing in the morning. The last sentence is very important, clear and said. So whoever says, okay, I will have breakfast in the bed, it says whoever eats something without taking bath, it's not good. Okay, so
Sorry, Hebarji, the slides are still in the first slide, Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha slide.
Is it? Sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
Trying to share again. Can you see now? No.
No.
Has it come up?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I listed 3 things, 3 references here from one Smriti, another from Vyasa, and one from Atri Muni Rishi. So again, there are a lot of reference to the Manusmriti talks about it, Mahabharata talks about it, Ramayana talks about it. Everywhere you see cleanliness of the body, it is very, very important. So again, purifying some before do any pujas is very important. The next one is again internal purity. This again, I put a quote here from Linga Purana, where I'll share this content later on in the WhatsApp if it may be difficult to read and follow at the same time. So it's again, it talks about one focusing on internal cleanliness. So that means you need to stop thinking about bad things or evil things and focus. That's where important. So once you cleanse externally, you need to start thinking about how you are going to achieve the ultimate goal. Okay, what is that ultimate goal? Probably we will cover in the next sessions. The next thing is Achamana. So Achamana is again where you've probably seen 3 sips of water taken and drank. So again, Keshava, Mamada, Govindama. So you will take those things, 3 sips of water. Again, this there is slight difference in which varna you belong. Again, I'm using the word varna here, not jati, caste, or whatever it is that you see today, which is completely different. So 3 varnas, how they should take achmana and what should they do. Again, Shudra varnas also can do achmana here. Okay, Manusmriti clearly talks about it, how they can do it. Then the next one is seat. Again, seating is very important. How you seat or what on what you on which platform you sit. So the key thing here is again, it should not be very tall, very low. Okay, the on which you sit normally. There are 3 things mentioned. One is kusha grass, which is the darbe. You've probably seen darbe, the grass that's used in all the pujas. Okay, so the not durva, which is given to Ganesha, but kusha grass, darbe. That's sacred. The second one is deer skin or silk cloth. Okay, those are 3 things. Normally, Ritvijas, what they do is they will have kusha grass. On top of that, they will have silk cloth, and then they will have deer skin. So the main important thing here is it should be comfortable, because you probably will be sitting there for quite some time. So it should be comfortable, and you should not be able to, it should not distract you from what you do. Okay, so that's why it's important that you sit on a comfortable platform and where you're sitting for your puja. The next one is posture. Again, sit straight. Sorry, asana here. So there are different asanas called out. So Padmasana, Swastikasana, Virasana. Again, you can do a quick Google and you will find how to do those asanas. Siddhasana or Sukhasana also mentioned in some smritis and tantras. So the important thing is you sit and do the prayer. The key thing again here is normally we do is come to wherever our prayer room is, we come and do one quick fast 3 rounds and then we go away. While doing a 3 round, we say Shuklam Bharadram Vishnu and then we do done. Okay, gone. So even if you are doing one shloka, sit and then do it. That's more important. The last one is body posture, how we sit. So this again, you need to sit straight, and then when you sit straight, head little bit lower. Okay, so that's how it should be. So it's not fully low, but little bit. Okay, so chest should be straight and sit comfortably like that. That's important. Then again, sitting direction. You can sit east. That's the best one. If not, you can face north. South you should not do. The alternatives, you can face your puja, whether you have Swami, whichever you have installed. Okay, so your prayer room, you can face the Swami facing east. Otherwise, you can face east and north. That's the thing. South, except Pitrakaryas, that is Shraddhas, you normally don't face south when you're sitting. Pronunciation, again, shlokas, mantras, pronunciation has to be very loud and clear. Okay, we don't do manasa in your mind, we don't chant, okay, or lower volume. It should be clear, okay. When you're saying, okay, Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum, it's not very quiet or anything. Don't mind if it disturbs somebody in the house. Don't mind, because you're going to chant your puja. Okay, it will help them as well. So the Manasa Japa, only when there is a japa done, japa is repeated chanting. When that is done, japa is done, then only it should be manasa in your mind. The voice should not come out, but mantra, stotra, Pārāyana has to come loud and clear. Okay. The other thing is, I'm in the shlokas here, I'm going to do mostly in the English version, but if you search them in Google or whatever search platform you use, you will find them in your local language. My recommendation is find in local language, Indian languages, because the pronunciation is going to be better and the text is going to be better. Sa, sha, for example, in English, very difficult to differentiate. Ta, ta, okay, or bha, bha, okay, bhara, okay. All these kind of things, when you the heavy notes, dirgha aksharas, or those things, becomes very difficult. And the second thing is read a little bit slowly. Okay, when you slowly means not voice, the speed of your reading. Read a little bit slowly, because then that helps you to find the words, which one to join, which one to split. Okay, Sanskrit is Shuklam Bharadram. Okay. So you can split those words easily when you're reading slowly. Okay. Otherwise, you kind of get stuck somewhere and it becomes very difficult to read. Any questions at this stage? Oh. Okay. In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share screen again. Sorry. We will do maybe 1 or 2 shlokas today, and then we will resume in detail. I listed quite a few here, but we will do them in the coming weeks. So the first one I'll start is again Guru Shloka. Again, please sit straight as you can, normal posture as we discussed. So I use some text markings here, like this is saying sha kind of things. I tried as much as converting Sanskrit into English, okay, but please listen to how it's pronounced. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo
Maheshwaraha.
Again, remember here there is a R sound. Okay, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. So that means Guru, we know the Guru, he is the Brahma himself. He is the Vishnu, he is also Shiva. Okay. So we see Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara in our Guru. Okay. So the next one is next line is Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. One thing here, normally what this shloka, most of the people when they do chanting is mistake is here, this one. Okay. Gurave Namaha. Note this, everybody does Guruve Namaha. Guru, it is not Guru, it is not Guru, it is Gura. Okay. So Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So can somebody chant please from first full shloka? Can someone please chant couple of times? Anyone? Please unmute and go.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you. So the next one I just want to cover is maybe we all know is Vakratunda Mahakaya. Sorry, I should have arranged this better. Okay, so this is Ganesha Shloka. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha. Bha here, okay, not ba. Bha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Nirvignam. Okay. Vakratun, please chant.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha
Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada.
Nirvignam, gha sound. Okay, it should come from deep from your chest. Gha. Similarly, Samaprabha. Okay, bha. It is not ba. It is not Ganesha. It is gha. Okay, Vigna. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. So with that, I think we are already 5 minutes over. Normally would like to keep around 30-35 minutes. So what we'll do is next week onwards, I'm not going to go into all this background preparation and everything else or introductions. We will straight away jump into the shloka lessons. I will post these ones in the WhatsApp group. If anything you want to change the way we do or anything we can improve on, please message us in the group. We will again try to do as much as we can, and then we will cover in the next week. Any other questions before we close today?
So how do we address you?
Sudhi.
Sir or Guru or
Sudhi is fine.
Sudeep. Okay. Thank you very much.
I'm not yet a guru. Not gone to that stage.
No, you're doing really good. Thank you so much.
problem. So finally, before we close, let's just say three things. Okay. O Achyutaya Namaha.
Om Achyutaya
Achyutaya
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Anantaya Namaha.
Om Anantaya Namaha.
Om Govindaya Namaha.
Om Govindaya Namaha.
Okay, I was trying to find that slide, but by the time we finished. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. We will see you again next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Yes, Sudhindran.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Sudhiji, can I ask one question, please?
Yes,
You
sure.
just said that Om Anant. Is it Anantai Nama or is it Anandai Nama?
Anantaya. Ananta.
Ta.
Ta.
It is the.
Anantaya.
Okay.
Ta.
All right. Yeah.
Ananta means infinite. No
Yeah.
end. Okay. Anantaya.
Yeah. Ananta. Thank you.
Nitya,
No.
like Nitya. Nanda. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next week.
See you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.